Everyone, Blake Sloan here. Just finished a brand new radio show and have the brand new market numbers for you, and they're very, very interesting to say the least. 25% decline in sales month versus month. We're seeing declines all over the place. I've seen one of the biggest 2-week drops in terms of new properties under contract we've been seeing since we started tracking this early 2019. So look at two types of numbers. We have the rear view mirror numbers, ones that are properties that close. Those were down 25% last month. Here's the other one, though. The windshield numbers, we call them. Those are properties that have been going under contract the last 7 days. We track that every single week on the show. We just have one of the lowest numbers I've seen since the COVID lockdown. In the last 7 days, 317 properties under contract across the entire Grand Strand versus just 2 weeks ago on our show, because I didn't do last week's show, we had a baby. But here's the deal. 532 under contract on the last show 2 weeks ago, and this week 317. That's a 41% drop in terms of new properties going under contract. That also correlates with a massive increase in interest rates. They went over 7%. There is a little bit of a wild card in there. We did have the hurricane, which did keep people from being in town buying, but we overall are seeing a slowdown across the market right now in general. If you look at volume, 119,430,000 under contract in the entire Grand Strand the last 7 days. But 2 weeks ago, that number was 187 million. And so you see a 37% drop in terms of volume just in the last 2 weeks. And that's the same time we saw rates go back up. We'll talk about that here in a second. If you look at the overall numbers, the rear view mirror numbers, the ones that just closed, the ones we update you with every single month, looking right now, a 25.1% decrease in terms of the actual homes sold in the Grand Strand year versus year. If you look at the peak, though, of this year, happened early in March. 681 properties sold this last month, only 510 properties sold. And so we're seeing that come down. If you look at prices, they're still holding up better than last year. It's up 7.5% for median price over last year, but we're also down significantly from the peak this year. So last month, the overall median price for single-family home sales was $349,500. The peak this year was in May at $380,000. We've seen that slowly come down the past few months since May. Average sale price is pretty much flat. It's up 0.5% from the same month last year. It does track month versus month and year versus year because we are a seasonal marketplace. But I watch the trends here. Right now, average sale price in the Grand Strand for single-family homes, $418,710. If you look at the peak this year, which it peaked in April, it peaked at $488,186, and so significant decline there from $488 to $418. A lot of equity lost there this year so far, and that's just what we're seeing. So we're seeing buyer demand go down 25% if you look at it, and we're also seeing supply go up. Supply of homes right now is up 46.7% at 2.2 months inventory. That's significant, right? We're still technically in a seller's market. Anything below 6 months is a seller's market. We're at 2.2 months of inventory right now, which is very good. That's the one thing protecting price right now from really being much, much lower overall. Showings per listing right now, which is buyer traffic, also down. It's down 31.3%. That's year over year. Looking at those condo sales, also down significantly. Condo sales down 23.5% at 509 condo sales last month versus 804 at the peak of this year. If you look at prices, median price, the good news, prices for condos is up 30%, 30.3% year over year. Right now at $230,000. It is down, though, from the peak this year at $240,000. That peak happened in May. If you look at average sale price, it's up 18.8% year over year. But if you don't want to use that data because it can fool you, it's also right now as of last month $258,512. But the peak of this year was at $276,805 in May. Now here's one of the craziest numbers of the overall update. Supply of condos right now, year versus year, is up 90.9%. So 90.9% more condos right now than there was on the market just last year, the same month, which would be September. 2.2 months inventory, which is still technically a seller's market. This goes to show you how low it was. We still haven't gotten back to pre-COVID inventory yet. We are seeing prices normalize. One of the things we'll share on next week's show, next week's radio show and next month's video, I may shoot another one for you guys. If you look at the last 5 years in South Carolina, prices went up 71.9% 71.9%. So we are seeing that normalize a little bit. One thing we're really looking at that's kind of normalizing, that's gotten a little bit too high right now, interest rates. Interest rates as of today show 7.04%. That's putting a lot of buyers on the sidelines. So what does this mean? If I'm thinking about selling investment property, rental property, anything you've been debating on, reach out and call me now. Respond to this email. Call my office, 843-808-SOLD. You want to make sure you can cash out the top. I do know that the lagging indicator, we track this every single week for 12 plus years on this radio show, and you always know the lagging indicator's price. So I know that supply is up tremendously, 46% and 90%. Demand, right, buyers buying, down 25% and 23%. The next number that you're going to see soften is going to be price. And so if you're thinking about selling, cash out right now. Reach out to me. Do not delay. Take advantage of the seasonality. The weather's still good. And reach out and let's get that property in the market ASAP so you can cash out right now, then sit on that cash and reinvest that once this market normalizes. One thing is super important. We still need inventory. We still have a lot of buyers looking to buy right now. As of today's show, the amount of buyers we have who are actively looking on our website, 69,576 active home buyers from all over the globe. And so we need properties to sell because inventory is still low. And the good news is Myrtle Beach is still very well insulated, right? Lots of people still buy here. It's still very, very affordable. And people are still relocating for both remote work, retiring, second homes, and short-term rental properties. And so if you want to know more how we can get you absolute top dollar, reach out, call me, 843-808-SOLD or blakesloan.com anytime. Here to answer any real estate questions you have. Reach out to us, respond to the email, or call me anytime. We'll see you in the next video.